Welcome everyone to this winter solstice yoga practice. It's 2020 and it's been quite a year. When we think of the winter solstice is the darkest time of the year in terms of daylight. So we have the shortest day, the longest night, and for some people, darkness can represent something unpleasant or even evil. But darkness is really an opportunity to go inward. It's a time to rest and rejuvenate. It's a time to take time to take care of yourself. And what's interesting about this solstice is it's the first time in 800 years that Jupiter and Saturn have aligned with each other. So they appear as one for a brief moment in time, even though they're thousands of light years apart. They appear as one. And it suggests the idea of, even us as people, even if we're far apart from another person, we can align with them in terms of like our connection, our values, like how we can help each other. I wanted to share a quote with you about from Steve Maraboli. I think that's how you say his name. Only when your intent and actions are in alignment can you create the reality you deserve. So when we're in alignment with like our heart and our mind and our gut are all in alignment, that's when we can really serve ourselves and serve others better. So let's start out honoring this darkness by doing some palming. And that's where we give our eyes a rest and really rest the optic nerve. So make your hands into little cups so that there's like an indent in the palm of your hand, and then seal around your eyes with your hands. And notice how the darkness intensifies. Now, it's very likely that you might see some bits of color, some lighter shades. Ideally, if we can really relax, we'll just see complete, deep, rich black. And this is an excellent way to help improve your eyesight by relaxing the optic nerve. And you know that your brain takes like over 50% of its available resources to interpret what the eyes see. So take this time to go into the darkness and get in touch with your inner wisdom, with those gut feelings, those little messages that we get when we really know what to do, but sometimes we ignore that. And usually, looking back, you wish that you had paid more attention. And keeping your eyes closed, release your hand and sweep your arms up. Palms face each other over your head, and then rotate the hands outward so the palms face down when you lower down. And just continue to move your arms back and forth until it feels like there's a rhythm happening. It's almost like when you breathe, you can control your breath to a certain extent, but then the breath just breathes on its own. And see if you can feel that this movement can just kind of happen on its own. Maybe you decide to slow it down or speed it up a little bit. But see if you can feel like this perpetual motion happening. And then bring your palms together, bring your hands down by your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. And just take a moment to enjoy the stillness. Lift your head up, open your eyes, and then wrap your right arm underneath you, left arm on top, grabbing the back of your shoulder blades, and just give yourself a little hug. You can close your eyes again, just giving yourself a loving hug. And then we're going to try and move more from the upper back. So as you inhale, lift your chest up, elbows up, and as you exhale, draw the elbows down, rounding into the upper back. And just go back and forth. with just a little bit of movement here. See if you can feel the upper back working and the low back staying relatively still. Next time you come up, separate your elbows and just let your wrists cross, and then flip your hands so you can interlace your fingers with the pinky finger of the top wrist on top. So for me, it's my left wrist is on top, the left pinky, and then bend your elbows, draw your hands in towards your chest, and extend your arms out. Now, if your arms don't extend the whole way out, don't worry about it. Just kind of play with it, maybe kind of bob in and out here, and just see how far your arms are willing to go right now. And just go back and forth a couple more times. And next time your arms are straight, take the arm that was on top underneath, grab around, giving yourself another hug. Maybe a little bit of rocking from side to side. And then that same inhale, lift up with your chest, and exhale, round the upper back. And just go back and forth. Noticing where you feel the most movement in your spine. We're trying to focus on the upper back here. Come back to neutral. Cross your wrists. Remember the pinky of the top wrist is on top, and rotate your arms in and out. Nice and slowly, just honoring however far your arms are willing to rotate right now. And maybe one more of these. Good. And then bring your hands to your knees and begin to full cat-cow. So draw really lower your chin, rock back through your hips, and then lift up and forward. So the hips reach forward, the chest reaches forward, shoulders reach back. Again, you're welcome to close your eyes here and just rock forward and back. Enjoying the darkness, enjoying the movement. Good. Come back to center. Lift your knees up. You can keep your ankles crossed or you can uncross them and wrap your arms around your knees. And just rest your chin on your knees. Hug your knees in towards each other. Close your eyes again. And notice what it's like to be held. Even if you're holding yourself, it's basically, others can help us, but we really have to help ourselves. Then straighten your right leg. Bring your left foot a little bit away from your right thigh. Bring your left arm forward of your left knee. Reach your arms out to the side and start to bow over your leg as much as you can. So it could be just a little bit. It could be that you're almost upright, just a little bit of forward lean, or it could be that you go a little lower. And for those of you that can do this, if you want to try, you can reach your hands behind your back. See if you can find a bind, so you're clasping your hands together. And just let yourself sink into your forward fold to whatever degree you find yourself moving. We're just going to stay here for one breath. Nice, slow, even breath in and out through the nose. And then release your arms, pull your leg in again. Again, give yourself a nice squeeze. And straighten the left leg. But come forward just enough that you can maybe get your right arm in front of your right knee. Reach your arms out to the side. Bow forward as much as you can without forcing anything. And you have the option to reach back and find your bind. Just keep a nice, easy breath here. Notice if your body just starts releasing more and more into this forward fold. If you have any pain in your low back, of course you want to back out. And then come back up to center. And just come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Now you can always sit on a blanket if this is uncomfortable for you, sit on a block. And remember to always listen to your own body and how it feels in this moment, and don't ignore like messages that this, is not optimal for you, but always feel free to make modifications. So we can think of darkness as places that we can't see into, we don't pay that much attention to, and sometimes we don't pay enough attention to our hands. So we're just going to stretch out the wrists and the fingers a little bit. So you can start with your wrists straight here, and then place your opposite hand on the fingers and gently pull them back as you push your fingers in. So the fingers that are being pulled back are pushing forward a little bit as well. So notice how when you keep the wrist straight, you feel more of a stretch into the fingers here. If you let the wrist bend, the stretch will come up into the wrist, into your inner arm. And if you straighten the elbow, like you can maybe feel a stretch all the way up into your shoulder. So just do that gently with each side, going back and forth as much as you want. And then we'll work on the top of the wrist. So make a fist with your hand, take the opposite hand, pull your fist towards the underside of your arm. And if this is too much, you can always straighten your hand. So you can have the fingers straight or making a fist. And again, just kind of mix it all up. Stretching out the fingers in all different ways, so that we have like more awareness in our hands. So now let's come onto our hands and knees and tabletop. Spread your fingers apart, but keep the thumb nice and relaxed, so we don't want to like overstretch the thumb. And then just see if you can lift and lower the heels of your hands, so that you're not just like packing all the weight into the heels of your hands, but you can lift them up. Lower the heels of the hands, but keep a little bit of forward like pressure into the finger pads, so that you're not just putting all the pressure into the heels of your hands. Stretch your left leg back and push into your left big toe mound. Push out through your left heel. Keep the belly lifted, so you don't want to sag here. Keep a nice lift. Keep the left leg strong, lift it up to about hip height, and float your right arm forward. You can circle your ankle. That's up in the air, your left ankle in both directions. On your next exhale, pull your knee into your chest. So keep your knee up high, just like when we were hugging before seated, and then stretch apart. So pull in and stretch out. Pull in and lift up, stretch out. Exhale, pull in, inhale, reach apart. Exhale, pull in, inhale, reach apart. Bring your arm and leg down, and then slowly start to open up that left shoulder, left elbow, left hand, finding a twist. Bring your hand back down, and same thing, other side. So you're reaching with your shoulder first instead of your hand. And then we could do some circles. So from your arm being up, sweep it down and reach the other arm up and back. As it comes down, just keep twisting and rotating from side to side. And one more time. Good. With both hands down, we'll come into child's pose. So if your knees are tight, you can always place a blanket or a towel or something on the back of your calves to keep a little more space in the knee joints. Otherwise, sink your hips back as far as you can, maybe until they touch your heels. Keep the arms stretching forward. And you can rest your forehead on the floor, or you could place a block or a blanket or some extra height if your forehead won't touch. And just relax here, feeling your breath. Expand your inner body on the inhale and contract your inner body on the exhale. So again, we're in this forward fold. And when we fold forward, when we fold in on ourselves, it represents an act of humility and also introspection and kind of going into the darkness. On your next inhale, you can keep your eyes closed or open, round up. Stretch your shoulders past your wrists and then lift your hips as if someone was pulling your hips back down to your heels. And just keep rounding forward and back. Nice and slowly, feeling all the movement in your spine. Just going back and forth a couple more times. Next time when you go back, think that your left thigh is glued to your left ribs. So as you lift up, your knee lifts up and step your foot forward. And then open up into a twist. And we'll just reach the arm forward and back. Nice big circles with the arms. Move slowly, especially if you hear little crunchies. And then next time you come forward, reach your arms up and lower down. Step your leg all the way back into that bird dog pose. Reach your right arm forward and come back into tabletop. Stretch back into your child's pose. We'll do the same thing on the right side. So as you come forward, keep the right knee lifting. Step your foot all the way forward. Find your twist. And then circle your arm forward, lower it down. So every time you complete a half circle, you're switching the direction of the twist. And just a couple more times here. Next time your arm sweeps forward, come on up, low lunge. And lower your left hand down. So you're twisting to the right in just big circles with your right arm. And then bring your right arm down and circle to the left. Good, bring both hands down and step back into your tabletop. Tuck your toes, stretch your hips back towards your heels, firm your arms and lift your hips up into your down dog. And just bend one knee at a time. Stretching out through your calf. Then walk your feet forward to your hands. Lift and spread your toes. Lower your hips till they're about hip height. This is a really active squat. It's not lowering all the way down and it's not lifting up to where it's easy. Reach your arms forward. So keeping your ribs and your thighs kind of connected. And then reach all the way up. And bring your hands down by your sides and up into your heart center. Take a moment here to close your eyes. Feel your connection into the earth. We think of below the surface of the earth as dark. So we're connecting with the darkness, honoring the solstice. On your inhale, sweep your arms up toward the light, toward the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Place your hands down, step back into plank. Squeeze your muscles to the bone, lift your heart forward. You can lower your knees or keep them lifted. Bend your elbows, slowly lower all the way down. Point your toes, lift your shoulders, curl up into your cobra. And then extend your heart forward to go down. So don't just think of going down, think of forward. And curl up again into your cobra. We'll do this 3 more times. As you exhale, extend your chest forward, like you're trying to lengthen your spine. And inhale, lift up, exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, curl up, exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, curl up, exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Press back to your down dog. On your inhale, sweep your right leg up. Pull your knee into your chest and step your foot all the way forward to your hands. Spread your toes, rise up, crescent lunge. Back heel stays lifted. And then just little pulses. Bending both knees, sinking a little lower. Come back up into your crescent lunge and twist towards your right, stretching the arms apart from each other. Sweep the back arm down and up. and step back into your down dog. Reach back through your hips. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up. Hug your knee into your chest. Bring your shoulders forward. Step your foot forward to your hands. Rise up into your crescent lunge. And again, just little pulses, lifting and lowering. And then twist towards your left knee. Sweep the back arm forward and up. And step back into your downward facing dog. From down dog, walk your feet slowly to your hands, coming to a standing forward fold. With your breath, rise all the way up to stand, coming to mountain pose, Tadasana. And just ground down through your feet. So you feel that your feet are connecting with the center of the earth, connecting into the darkness, while your head is reaching toward the light, toward the sky. On your next inhale, open your eyes, sweep your arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Step back into your plank. Keep your body nice and strong, chest reaching forward, and bend your elbows lower all the way down. Point your toes, curl up into your cobra. And then extend your chest, your heart forward as you lower down. 4 more times. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands forward, coming onto your forearms. Bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand for your left foot, and just gently rock from hip to hip. Stretch your knee away from your hip, your left knee away from your hip. And don't force your heel down too much, just kind of gently press in, noticing how it feels. And release your foot, and same thing other side. Pull the right heel in, and just gently rock from side to side. Stretch your knee away from your hip. So it's a little movement, a little isometric movement, but there's a lot of power to that movement. Go ahead, release your foot. Tuck your toes, press back into your down dog. And in down dog, we're gonna just kind of ripple our spine forward and back. So as you inhale, round your spine, come all the way forward. And as you exhale, bend your knees, arch your hip, and go back. So getting into the whole spine here. Rounding and arching, gliding forward and back. Next time you're in down dog, stretch your hips way, 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 way back. And your inhale, sweep your right leg up and pull your knee in nice and tight to your chest. Bring your shoulders forward and step your foot up to your hands. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. And little pulses. So bend your back knee, bend, lower down, lift up. And next time you're kind of balanced in your crescent lunge, then twist to your right, stretching your arms apart from each other. If you want, you could reach back towards your back body and then come back into your twisted crescent. Sweep the back arm forward, open up into warrior two. Reach out through your fingers, lift up through your heart, and reach up and back, reverse your warrior. And windmill the arms, step back into your down dog. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up, reach back first, and then draw your knee in tightly to your chest, step your foot all the way forward. Inhale, rise up. Crescent lunge, and then bend that back knee. So the front knee is moving too. Think about you're keeping a suspension, like reaching up. So you're not collapsing downward, you're just kind of lifting and lowering. The next time you come back into your crescent, just twist towards your left, stretching out through your fingertips. Then sweep the back arm forward and up and open up warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. You can do little pulses here if you want. Reach up and back, reverse your warrior, and windmill the arms. Step back into your down dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Lift and spread your toes, and then strongly press your feet towards the earth and rise up to stand. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. On your next inhale, you can keep the eyes closed or open the eyes up, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into your plank. You can always lower the knees down or keep them lifted, but lower down, slowly keeping your back nice and strong. Curl up into your cobra and back into child's pose. So we'll keep returning to child's pose as a memory of going into the darkness and feeling comforted, feeling calm and relaxed. On your next inhale, round forward, and exhale, sweep back. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, sweep back. So again, glue your left thigh towards your left ribs as you round forward. Step it forward, tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg, and then shift your weight forward and back. So shifting from your front heel to your back toes. And come back into your crescent lunge. Rise up. And step your weight into your front foot as you pull your back foot up in towards your chest. Hugging your leg in. And then as you release your leg back, sweep your arms back, coming into a warrior three. Bend your knee, lightly step your back foot back, rise up, crescent lunge. Lower your hands down, step back into your down dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels, child's pose. Relax. Enjoy the darkness, enjoy the rest. On your next inhale, rise up, gluing your right thigh to your right ribs. Step your foot all the way forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back leg up, and alternate from picking your right toes up to picking the left heel up. And just glide forward and back. One more time. Next time you're forward, rise up. Crescent lunge. And step into your right foot, pick your left leg up, pull your knee into your chest. Nice and tight. And then reach your arms back, reach your leg back, coming into warrior three. Bend your front knee, lightly reach back with your toes, coming back into crescent lunge. And back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, lower your knees to the floor. Rest back into your child's pose. And we'll stay here a couple more breaths. And come forward again. Walk your knees back. Lower your hips to the floor. Lower your forearms to the floor. Tuck your back toes and lift your hips off the floor, maybe your knees off the floor, coming into forearm plank. Push into your hands, lift up through your belly. Breathe. You can keep your tailbone a little bit tucked toward, or like reaching towards your heels so that you're not arching your back. Keep a nice long line through your back. And lower your hips down. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Pick your right leg up and stretch it over to the left. Maybe your toes touch the floor, maybe they don't. You could bend your knee if you wanted to, or keep your legs straight. And slowly roll back to your belly. And we'll do the same thing other side. So reach your left leg up, reach it all the way across your body. If there's anything in the way, just kind of, well, it might be a wall, so you can't push the wall away. But just you could bend your knee, you could straighten your leg. And come back to your belly. Bring your hands by your sides, curl up into your cobra, and back into child's pose. So child's pose with your eyes facing the floor, it's pretty natural probably to close your eyes and just enjoy the darkness. And lift up just a little bit. Take your right hand, thread it underneath your left arm, reaching your right arm across. You can lower your forehead down again. And just relax here. And pull your right arm from underneath, stretch it forward, take your left arm, reach it across. Lower your forehead to the floor. And again, relax here. And release your left arm forward again. Tuck your toes, stretch back to your down dog. And walk your feet forward. Keep your feet about hip distance apart or a little wider. Your toes can be facing forward or out to the side. And we're going to come into a low squat. So bend your knees, lower your hips down as far as they'll go. And don't force this. Like, you can always take a block and place it underneath your hips to take some pressure off your knees. Maybe you only get to here in the squat, that's fine. With practice, you may go a little deeper, or you may never go into a deep, low squat like this. So slowly lower your hips to the floor. Bring your hands behind your legs and lean back just enough until your heels kind of float up off the floor. Keep your back shoulder blades reaching down your back and straighten your legs here. Now you can always bring your hands behind your back if this is too much, or you could reach your hands forward without holding your legs. And then bend your right knee, tap your right toes to the floor, lift your right leg up, bend your left knee and tap. You want to keep a lift through your spine the whole time. If you start feeling back pain, then bring your hands back behind you, or take a little break, come out of this. Otherwise, we're just gonna tap down and lift up, tap down and lift up, back and forth. Let's say 5 more times each side. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Last one, 5. Good. Keep holding the back of your knees, and now let your back round. So you can slowly lower your back to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest again. And straighten your right leg. Bring your left foot down so you're tucking your toes kind of underneath behind your right knee, and reach that left knee across to the right. Keeping the toes behind keeping your left toes behind your right knee. So don't be surprised if your left knee and your left shoulder won't both touch the ground. But what you can try is just relaxing and thinking of focusing on that left shoulder relaxing, especially on the exhale. And just notice if your shoulder starts relaxing enough that it will come to the floor. And if it doesn't, it's no big deal. And we'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. With your eyes closed, so you can really relax. And pull your left hip back to the floor. Bend both knees, hug both knees into your chest. Straighten the left leg on the floor, bring the right foot down with the right toes tucking underneath the left knee. You can shift your hips over to the right and start to roll across, bringing your right knee toward the floor. Let the right shoulder relax. And notice if the sensations in your body feel a little bit different from both sides. Like this side feels quite different than my other side. And it could be just something temporary that you're going through in the moment, or it could be a long-held pattern that's being revealed to you. So just relax here as best you can. Pull your right hip back to the floor, bringing your legs back up again. Hug your knees into your chest. And then think of keeping your knees where they are, but just widen them apart a little bit and pick your feet up. So first just hold the back of your thighs. Pick your feet up, try and parallel the soles of your feet to the ceiling. And from there, start to reach your hands up your legs. But if your shoulders pull off the floor, then just hold lower on your legs. If you can find your feet, just hold your feet or whatever part of your leg you can reach. Let your knees come out to the side of your ribs and just rock a little bit from side to side in your happy baby. And release your feet, lower your feet to the floor. Stretch your legs out to the corner edges of your mat and lower your hands down. So we're coming into Savasana. And Savasana is the ultimate relaxation. It actually means corpse pose. So we're really going into the darkness here, but not a scary darkness, rather a darkness that is full of mystery, full of revelations, full of ancient wisdom. Like we're tapping into the universe. We're tapping into the galaxies. We're tapping into the unknown. We're tapping into the eternal. Just let your whole back relax on the floor. With each exhale, slow it down and feel your back getting a little bit closer to the floor. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. And I'll stay here with you for another minute, just listening to the music, focusing on the exhale and letting go, and letting your mind become empty so that you're just truly present in the moment, not being pulled into the future or being held back by the past. but totally free and open and easy. So I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I would encourage you to share this with your friends and to come back again and join me in some more videos practicing yoga and kind of exploring like the unknown, the known, and feeling things just come together. Namaste.